Hello everyone! Good day and mabuhay! Welcome back sa isa na namang pagtuklas ng aralin sa mathematics. Let us try to look at the following illustration. The first illustration, the second illustration, the third illustration, and the fourth illustration. What can you say about the angle form? That will be part of our presentation, which is all about the reference angle. Since we are talking of the reference angle, alamin muna natin kung ano ang objective ng ating presentation. And the objective of our presentation is to find the reference angle given angle theta. To begin, let us try to know ano nga ba itong reference angle? And when we talk of reference angle, it is the smallest angle formed by the terminal side of a given angle with respect to the x-axis. Yun ang tinatawag nating reference angle. Tiyakin natin na ang angle na mabubuo ay mula sa x-axis at sa terminal side ng angle. Since we are particular with the reference angle, mas alamin natin ito sa pamamagitan ng mga illustration. Let's begin with the first illustration. So, given the x and the y-axis, let us consider that will be our initial side. Let's have another one. So, yan naman yung tinatawag nating terminal side. Kung mapapansin nyo, ang angle na nabuo, yung kulay red, ay mula sa x-axis at terminal side. So, yun ang tinatawag nating reference angle. So, that angle theta is what we call a reference angle. So, you will notice na that reference angle is in that quadrant. On the other side, mayroon pa rin tayong mga reference angle since when we talk of Cartesian plane, mayroon siyang apat na quadrant. So let's have another one. This one, let us just work on with that. So you will notice that the angle theta form is again from the x-axis. Yung may nakikita tayong symbol na arrow at yung may angle theta, yun ang tinatawag nating reference angle. This one is another reference angle. Okay, that symbol with that angle theta is also a reference angle. Again, from the x-axis or the negative x-axis to the terminal side. And the next one is, we have that. So we have another reference angle. So kung mapapansin nyo, yang lahat ang reference angle. And what have you noticed about the angle form? Di ba lahat sila ay binubuo ng x-axis, whether it is at the negative x-axis or at the positive x-axis and the terminal side. Another thing na mapapansin natin sa mga angled form ay less than 90 degrees. So yun yung palatandaan na masasabi natin na ang angle ay reference angle. Kapag nag-greater na siya sa 90, hindi na siya reference angle. So make it a point that the angle is between 0 to 90 degrees. So yun yung tinatawag nating reference angle. At to determine the reference angle, there are 4 conditions that you need to look for you to know ano ang magiging reference angle nito. So, depende yan sa location kung nasaan ang terminal side. Kaya nga ipinakita natin na may mga reference angle tayo depende sa quadrant location niya. So, alamin natin kung ano ang magiging reference angle depende sa location. And to begin, let's have this illustration again. Okay, so these are the key concepts which are important. So, let's have this one. So, we have that angle, yung kulay red. Yan ang tinatawag nating angle theta. Okay, so that's the given angle. Yan yung magiging given angle natin. Ngayon, alin naman ang reference angle? So, ang reference angle natin ay yun din. Let us call that as theta prime. So, yung theta, yun yung given angle. Yung theta prime, yun naman ang magsisimbolize sa ating reference angle. So, ang tanong, nasaan ang terminal side? Let us try to look at it carefully. Ang terminal side natin ay nasa quadrant 1. So, kung ang terminal side ng reference angle natin ay nasa quadrant 1, ito yung gagamitin nating formula. Theta prime is equal to theta. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano ang given angle, yun na rin ang magiging reference angle. Again, ang magiging formula natin ay theta prime or the reference angle is equal to the given angle theta. Okay, so yan ang magiging formula kapag nasa quadrant 1 ang terminal side. On the other side, let us try to look at that. Okay, so this will be the next condition. So you will notice that we have that angle. So yan ngayon yung magiging angle theta natin. Yan yung given angle theta. Ngayon, nasaan ang reference angle? Okay, so yan yung reference angle which is represented by eta prime. Ngayon, paano natin malalaman ang formula niyan? So ang tanong, nasaan ang terminal side? So kung titingnan natin yan, iyan ang terminal side. So ang terminal side ay located sa second quadrant. So dahil nasa second quadrant, ito naman ang formula natin gagamitin. Theta prime or the reference angle is equal to 180 degrees minus theta. So yung given theta natin ang ima-minus sa 180 degrees. Okay, how about the other part of the Cartesian plane? Let us try to look at this. Okay, let's have this illustration this time. So that will be our angle theta. So, nasaan ngayon ang reference angle? So, ito ngayon ang ating theta prime o ang ating reference angle. Ang tanong, ano ngayon ang formula niyan? Siyempre, aalamin nyo muna nasaan ang terminal side. Ang terminal side ay located sa third quadrant. So, dahil nasa third quadrant ang terminal side, ito naman ang gagamitin nating formula. Reference angle is equal to theta minus 180 degrees. So, I hope nagkakaroon na tayo ng idea kung paano kumpitin o alamin ang reference angle. The last one is this illustration. Let us consider this one. Okay, having that angle theta, alin naman dyan ang kanyang reference angle? Ito ngayon ang kanyang reference angle. So, yan ang kanyang theta prime. So, nasaan ngayon ang kanyang terminal side? So, we have that. So, yan ang kanyang terminal side, nasa quadrant 4. So, dahil nasa quadrant 4, ang reference angle is equal to 360 degrees minus theta. So, napakahalaga na aalamin natin kung saan located ang terminal side para malaman natin kung anong formula ang gagamitin natin kapag maghahanap na tayo ng reference angle. At i-apply na natin ang mga formulang yan with this example. Let us consider that you are asked to find the reference angle. So what are you going to do is to sketch 40 degrees, then find its reference angle. So let us try to illustrate that 40 degrees. So we have this Cartesian coordinate plane. Saan ba matatagpuan ng 40 degrees? Okay, ang 40 degrees ay matatagpuan natin sa first quadrant. So dahil nasa first quadrant ang 40 degrees, i-illustrate natin yan approximately. So kunyari yan yung ating 40 degrees. So yan yung magiging angle theta natin, which is equal to 40 degrees. Again, nasa ng reference angle? Siyempre dahil nasa first quadrant, nadun pa din ang kanyang reference angle. So that is represented by theta prime. So saan located ang ating terminal side? Ang terminal side ay nasa first quadrant. Dahil nasa first quadrant, ang gagamitin nating formula ay reference angle is equal to theta. Ito yung pinakasimple sa lahat ng hahanapin natin. Dahil kung ano ang given angle theta, yun din ang magiging reference angle. Therefore, the reference angle of 40 degrees is also 40 degrees. Let's have another example. How about this one? Find the reference angle of this. So we are going to talk of 150 degrees. So we are going to sketch that. Then after you sketch it, then determine the reference angle. So let us try to illustrate it first. Dahil ang pinag-uusapan natin ay 150 degrees. Saan ba located ang 150 degrees? Siya ay nasa second quadrant. So approximately, if that will be our angle theta, which is 150 degrees, saan ngayon matatagpuan ang reference angle? So ito yung angle na yon. Again, baka nalilimutan, dapat siya ay mula sa x-axis, whether it is the negative x-axis, somewhat like with this example, mula sa negative x-axis papunta sa terminal side. So yan yung ating reference angle. Ngayon, saan located ang terminal side? So let us try to see the terminal side. So yun yung ating terminal side, which is located at the second quadrant. So dahil nasa second quadrant siya, so ito yung gagamitin nating formula. Reference angle is equal to 180 degrees minus angle theta. So yung angle theta, yun yung given angle. So we are going to copy 180 degrees. Tapos isa-substitute natin yung angle theta, which is 150 degrees. So substitute natin. Then subtract natin ang 180 degrees minus 150 degrees. That is equivalent to 30 degrees. Therefore, the reference angle of 150 degrees is 30 degrees. Okay, so let's have another one. First quadrant kanina, second quadrant, sa third quadrant tayo. And that is 225 degrees. So let us illustrate. Sabi ko nga kanina, nasa third quadrant na to. So just approximately, yan yung ating angle theta. So 225 degrees. So saan matatagpuan ang reference angle? Let us illustrate it. So yan yung ating reference angle, the theta prime. So sa third quadrant ang ating terminal side. So dahil nasa third quadrant ang terminal side, ito ngayon yung formula natin gagamitin. So reference angle is equal to theta minus 180 degrees. So ang theta natin ay 225 degrees, i-substitute natin, minus 180 degrees. So pag na-minus yan, ang sagot natin ay 45 degrees. Therefore, the reference angle of 225 degrees is 45 degrees. Let's have another one. How about 300 degrees? Let us illustrate 300 degrees. Siyempre, nasa fourth quadrant yan. So we are going to illustrate that. And that is our theta, which is equal to 300 degrees. Nasa ng reference angle? Let us illustrate that. So yan yung ating reference angle. So nasa ang quadrant, ang terminal side, quadrant 4. Dahil nasa quadrant 4, ito yung gagamitin natin formula. 360 degrees minus theta. So copy natin ang 360 degrees. At i-substitute natin ang ating angle, which is 300 degrees. I-subtract natin ang 360 degrees minus 300 degrees? The answer is 60 degrees. Therefore, the reference angle of 300 degrees is 60 degrees. So, I hope nagkaroon na tayo ng idea kung paano hanapin ang reference angle. Try natin kung tatama kayo sa ating exercises. So, alamin nga natin. I will be giving you 10 seconds to answer this. So, let's begin with this one. Let us try to find the reference angle of 355 degrees. And the time start now. Time is up. Ano kaya yung sagot nyo? Tama ba kayo? At kung ito yung sagot nyo, you are correct. So, 5 degrees is the reference angle. Okay? So, let's have another one. How about this one? 215 degrees. So, 10 seconds again. And the time start now. Time is up. Ano ang inyong sagot? Kung ito ang sagot nyo, you are correct. So, 35 degrees is our reference angle. So, that's all. Sana natuto tayo sa paghanap ng reference angle. God bless us.